What up, y'all? It's your boy ProfessorStix, and I'm back again with another Call of Duty Warzone video to help you rise above the average. Now today I think I might have found the doof killer. This gun has more damage than the MP5. It's got further range than the MP5. And it has the same amount of recoil as the MP7. It literally has like no recoil. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Uzi. Listen, the Uzi has ground loot already slaps. If you throw on a fully kitted Uzi, I'm telling you, you don't have to get closer to these doof users. The ADS is much faster, so you can aim down sight, and there's no recoil, so you just hitting them in the head and they are going to be downed instantly. Listen, I'm gonna give you guys a damage profile. I'm gonna give you guys a situational profile, how to use the Uzi, and we're gonna talk about the best attachments, and we're gonna talk about the recoil pattern. But before we dive deep into this video, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. Hit that like button if you enjoy this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and consider turning on notifications so you don't miss another Call of Duty Warzone video so you can get better right now. All right, guys, let's jump right into it and let's talk about the damage profile and the situational use. All right, guys, so let's talk about how to use the Uzi. You want to use the Uzi in short to medium range situations. So look at this battle right here. Couple of shots, his armor is broken. He has the fire shotgun, but he's not going to be able to hit me because I'm too far. All right, that's how you want to use the Uzi. The damage profile on the Uzi is absolutely insane. With a 55 damage to the head, it takes 2 to 5 shots to kill an enemy opponent. 34 damage to the chest, it takes 3 to 8 shots to kill an enemy opponent, and then 30 damage to the other parts of the body, which means it's going to take 4 to 9 shots to kill an enemy opponent. That is not a lot of bullets, especially when you put the 50 round mag on this thing. You are going to be taking out enemy opponents with less resources. All right, we're going to talk about the attachments later on in the video. Guys, this gun has no recoil. It literally has no recoil. That is insane because it packs such a punch compared to the MP5, which has a ton of recoil, compared to the MP7, which doesn't have that much recoil. I think the Uzi might be the second SMG that does not have that much recoil. All right, guys, I want to show you this chart because I think it's absolutely insane when you compare the damage profile. Look at this right here. The Uzi, as you see, falls off at 15 meters. 15 meters is when the Uzi falls off. Look at the MP5, the damage profile. It starts to fall off at 9.5, which means that the Uzi is going to get you kills a lot faster at distance, all right? So you definitely want to start looking at using the Uzi. You might be looking at this chart and saying the MP5's time to kill is lower compared to the Uzi at 15 meters. But look at this. It's literally a negligible difference. It's about like 0 point something. So why would you go with the MP5 when you can go with the Uzi, have more distance between you and your opponent, and deal more damage? Because the Uzi has no recoil, you definitely want to pair it with something like the Kilo or the AMAX. The AMAX, if you are used to the recoil pattern, you're really good with it, definitely pair up with the AMAX. That is a really good gun to use. But if you're still working on your recoil control, definitely go with the Kilo, as the Kilo literally has no recoil. I'll definitely drop a link to that video in the description below, how to make the lowest recoil Kilo possible. I think that gun is absolutely amazing. I've also made a video comparing the AMAX and the Kilo. So if you're trying to figure out which gun to use, go ahead and check that video out. I'll drop that link in the description below, and I'll also put it in the card above. All right, guys, appreciate you guys. We're going to jump into the attachments, and then we're going to jump into the recoil pattern and the recoil control. Let's get it. All right, guys, so as promised, here are the best attachments that reduce the recoil and give you the max damage. First, you want to put on the monolithic suppressor. That's going to give you the sound suppression and damage range. Make sure you don't appear on the mini map. Second, you're going to put on the Carbine Pro. Now, it's up to you. You can either put on the factory Carbine or the Carbine Pro. Just look at the stats. You can see that the Pro is going to reduce your mobility, give you a little bit more control, a little bit more range, a little bit more accuracy, whereas the Carbine Factory is going to give you not as much accuracy, range, and control, but it's going to give you more mobility. So choose which one you want. That's going to at least give you the best movement for you. Or if you want the extra range and accuracy, then you're going to want to go with the Carbine Pro. As for me, in the video, you see me using the Carbine Pro. Next, you want to go with the Merc foregrip. That's going to give you that hip fire accuracy and recoil control. Second, you want to go with the 50 round mag. If you want, you can try out the 32 round mag. That's going to give you that extra damage and range, but of course it reduces your recoil control. So for me, I went with the 50 round mag because I want to be as accurate as possible and make sure that I'm hitting all of my headshots. Second, you want to go with the 5 milliwatt laser. This is going to help you with your hip fire or your sprint to fire speed. Again, these are up to you. If you want to go with the 5 milliwatt laser, or if you want to go with, like, you know, stippled grip tape is good. So that's going to give you that sprint to fire and a faster ADS. But the Uzi's ADS is already so fast. So like, I don't know if you want to add the stippled grip tape. You can go with rubberized grip tape to help you with the recoil control. But again, there's like no recoil. So honestly, this is the best build for low recoil and maximum damage. All right, guys, so let's jump into the private lobby and show you the recoil pattern and the recoil control. As promised, here is the recoil pattern for the Uzi. We're just gonna aim down sight and let it rip. Now that was the whole 50 round mag. Let's move over just for consistency purposes. We're gonna back up so you can see the difference within distance, right? So that first part was like probably within 15 meters. We're just gonna move a little bit out to like 25 meters. Now, obviously, you wouldn't really use the Uzi at this distance, even though it can still be pretty useful. Now, look at how tight this recoil pattern is. It goes straight up. So really, all you're doing is pulling right down on your joystick to be able to control the recoil pattern. At a distance, it does take a little bit more work. But again, it's not that hard to control this recoil. You're really just going to pull down, and you shouldn't really be using it at that distance anyways. You should be using it within 15 meters. So if somebody has the doof and they're a little bit further than you, you can easily take those guys out. And look, I'm literally just spraying and moving side to side, and look, you can see that it's a very tight recoil. All right, guys, so the recoil pattern is not very hard to use, guys. All you have to do is pull down on your joystick and you should be able to control the recoil. All right, headshots, look at that. First couple shots obviously were a little bit off, but that's all headshots. And so you can take out people who are using the doof very easily. All right, guys, so for comparison reasons, I just want to show you the MP5. So for comparison reasons, I want to go show you guys the MP5 at the same distance as the Uzi. All right, we're aim down sight, move over, let it rip. Look at that. You can see that it has almost the same recoil pattern as when you use the Uzi from distance. Now imagine if I used it from distance with the MP5. You're trying to stay away from a doof user. It is much harder to control. Look at that. Look at the spread. It is too much. And so, hey guys, I think you should start considering using the Uzi as part of your loadout. It hits a lot harder to the head damage. It hits a lot harder to the body than the MP5. The recoil is very manageable, and the range obviously is an advantage because now you don't have to worry about getting super close like the MP5 or the MP7 to really deal that damage. The only downside that I can say about the Uzi is the fire rate. That's about it. The fire rate is not as much, but why do you need a higher fire rate if you're gonna have the distance? Trust me, guys, I think you should definitely put this Uzi into your loadout class when you're gonna be dealing with that Verdansk that we have now. I can't wait for December 10th to see what we're dealing with the new Cold War integrations and the new weapons. You know, I'll be dropping videos on all the best weapons with low recoil, so we can get out there in Verdansk and frag out. All right, guys, so there you have it. Make sure you hit that like button if you learned something new, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and consider turning on notifications so you can get better right now. As always, jump into Verdansk and make sure you frag out. Peace.